Thanks for tuning in to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. This is your host, Mikaela, where we are here to skyrocket your self-worth, heal your shit, and take your power back. Welcome to the chat. Hey guys, welcome back to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. It's your host, Mikaela. Today, we are going to be chatting about core beliefs. I know that there was a time in my life where I didn't understand what this even meant. And what a core belief is simply what you believe to be true. So, they are beliefs that you know in your, to your core are your truth, right? So, I wanted to chat about this today because I got asked last week sometime from a client, how do I get over the fear of failure, right? And you guys, the fear, it never goes away. It never goes away. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, if you're asking for a raise, if you're searching for a new job, the fear of doing anything new or going after anything that you are desiring to obtain, it never goes away. There's always going to be a part of you that's a little nervous, a little scared, right? To just go for it and just start or just ask, right? But the thing is that I refuse to let that fear hold me back in creating the life that I desire to create for myself, right? Period. End of story. If we let that fear consume us, we would just never get anything done. There would be no crazy inventions in the world. There would be no entrepreneurs in the world. There would be no Teslas in the world, right? There wouldn't be anyone taking risks, and that's just not fun. So that doesn't mean that they're just fearless and the fear is never there. It just means that they learn how to handle it better, right? So today I wanted to chat about how I handle fear and the core beliefs that I have around fear, right? When you are trying to create something for yourself, you're always going to have these limiting self beliefs and the fear of it not working out, or the fear of maybe it does work out and you becoming super successful because it does work out. And then maybe because you're successful, you're going to lose friends, or you feel like your family members aren't going to treat you the same, or et cetera, et cetera. There might be some limiting self beliefs that come with the fear of being successful, right? And so if that's the case, I want you to kind of unpack that and journal, well, why? Because that might be stopping you from obtaining whatever it is that you're desiring to create for yourself, right? You might have this fear of, what are your money beliefs? Is there a fear around you becoming successful and making a lot of money because of how other people are going to treat you? They're limiting beliefs around money. And so if they think that that money is the root of all evil and then you become successful, then you are evil, right? There might be a subconscious limiting belief there. And so if that's the case, then we have to unpack this. Now, by no means am I saying I am the master at money. However, I have worked on my money mindset for a few years now, and I do feel like I am beginning to get a grip on it. Okay, one of the core, if I have a lot of core beliefs, but I'm just going to read off a few of them for you guys today. So one of them around fear is that I always make the right decisions. I simply cannot fuck up. I cannot fuck up because here's the thing. Failure is seen first off as a bad thing, right? It's not. It's not. I want you to break up with the idea that failure is bad. Failure is actually a beautiful thing because failure gives you an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn a lesson, and then maybe take that lesson and turn it into something beautiful. But remember in this moment that there's the universal law of polarity, meaning everything has to be in balance. So if you perceive that you failed at something and then you turn it into something beautiful, there's that universal law of polarity, right? There's that balance in that. There's always good that comes from the bad, okay? Always keep that at the forefront of your mind. So failure, it's just simply not an option for me. and I cannot fail because I don't see it as failing. I see it as an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to get me in that next level in business, right? So it's like, yes, I'm putting out offers, I'm creating things, I'm constantly like I just quit, a part-time, like, beginning of the month or beginning of the year, like, quit a part-time job and went all in on my business, and, like, that's scary, and there's a lot of, "Oh, shit," in that moment, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I had to have trust in myself, and my mentors had trust in me, and their trust in or their not trust, but belief in me, and that belief in me helped me believe in myself and go after what it is that I ultimately desired, right? And I desired to do more in my business and to be able to say that, like, my business supports me. Like, that's huge, right? And so, but like, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't able to handle like that fear of failure so well. So it's like not seeing failure as an option, because no matter what, no matter if I quote unquote fail or quote unquote succeed, it's just is. It just is how the cookie crumbles. And it's just the way that life is supposed to happen, because nothing is happening to me, it's happening for me, right? Nothing is happening by coincidence. Everything is happening on purpose for a purpose. It's just your perception of if you are going to see why this is happening for you, or why is this happening to me, and being in that victim mentality. Okay. You have to take your power back by changing your perspective. And I understand, I've said this multiple times. I understand it's not possible to be positive Patty 24/7. And I promise you that when you change your perspective to seeing like the good and all the bad, even in your when you're in your lowest, that's literally how I pulled myself out of depression, was beginning to focus on all of the good that came from all of the bad, as opposed to just focusing on all the bad shit that was happening for me. Woe's me, right? I got out of the victim mentality and I started to see all of the good that came from the bad, because it's there. It's there. It's just your perception. And are you going to focus on that or not? Okay. So, my core belief around failure is that I always make the right decisions and I simply cannot fuck up. I cannot fuck up. Adapt the new core belief with me that you always make the right decisions, that you simply cannot fuck up. And start to break up with the idea that failure is bad, and see it for good. And see it for opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity for you to get closer to whatever it is that you're desiring to create for yourself in your life, right? Failure is off the table. It is simply not an option because it simply doesn't exist in my reality, right? Let's talk about a couple other core beliefs that I have. Because when I started to adapt core beliefs, it kind of helped me just realize what I am no longer available for, right? It helped me set boundaries. So when it comes to creating your core beliefs, it's like, ask yourself, what do you simply not want to be available for? What do you simply just choose not to believe, right? I choose not to believe that failure is an option. Like, I choose to believe failure is not an option, that I simply cannot fuck up. I always make the right decisions. Period. End of story. That is my truth. And that is what I believe to be true. I am simply unavailable for anything else. I unsubscribe. Okay. Another really good one that I love is that money is an ally. It is my ally. It is my friend. I am supported by it. And I am supported by it by carrying my work into the world. I choose to believe that money does not come from my job, it comes through my job, right? That was one I will give that was one I got from, gosh, what's her name? Amanda Francis. She's freaking the like money queen. She's amazing. But she taught me, I learned this from her, that like money doesn't flow through my job, or doesn't come from my job, it flows through my job, right? And if you open the possibility, I want you to think about this, because this is kind of what blew my mind. Instead of being so fixated on, oh my God, I only have X amount of money per month from my 9 to 5 because that is simply my reality right now, right? This is what you believe, right? Let's say I'm creating a story, okay? Let's say somebody has a 9 to 5 job and they believe that they only get money from their job, right? They have X amount to last them the entire month. They have to pay X amount in bills, and then they only have this much left over. And that is their truth. And that is what they believe to be true. And nothing else can change that because they don't do anything else for work, right? They don't have a side hustle. They don't have like anything else. Like that's just what they believe to be true. Okay. If that is what you believe to be true, that is your truth. Abundance, money is energy, okay? Money is energy. Energy never is created or destroyed. It just changes forms. So if that's the case, money is literally all around us. Abundance is literally all around us. So understand that like it's just money is flowing through these different things in these different ways, right? So yeah, money can flow through your job. It could also flow through you finding $5 on the floor when you are walking down the street. It could also mean you winning the lottery. It could also mean you winning money off a scratcher ticket, right? It could also mean your grandma giving you $200 extra that month. If you choose to believe that money simply is flowing through your job, is flowing through other forms. It's not just the only way. And you decide to be an energetic match for receiving, period. I am an energetic match for receiving. If you believe that, that means that you can receive in other ways, right? This might be you being taken out to dinner or lunch or somebody buying you coffee that's in front of you at the Starbucks line. Like there's so many ways that you can look at abundance and earning, right? Like when I started to really focus on abundance in my life, my mind expanded when my mentor taught me not to just focus on like the physical money that's hitting your bank account, but focus on all of the abundance that's surrounding you 24/7 and what is being given to you, right? What you are receiving. So if I ever went on a date, I would like clock that micro moment, be like, today I got free dinner and it was worth this much. Um, Today I got coffee bought in front of me at Starbucks. It was worth this much. Like, and you add that up and you realize, like, holy shit, like, I'm actually an energetic match for a lot more than I'm even giving myself credit for, right? So once you start to focus on all of the different ways that money is actually flowing through you, flowing through these different avenues, flowing through these different ways, flowing through your job, right? That is when you become an energetic match for more receiving because receiving and abundance is what you are focused on instead of scarcity and lack. Okay. So simply adapt the core belief. Money doesn't come from my job. Money flows through my job. And I choose to be an energetic match for receiving. I choose to be an energetic match for receiving. Okay. That's another like favorite one. Okay. This was one that I adapted when I was still single. And I mean, I still believe it to be true now, right? Like they don't just go away. Like it still very much so applies to my life now is that I believe that it is completely inevitable that I will end up with the right person for me. I believe that it is completely inevitable that I will end up with the right person for me. Understanding and like having that core belief that like no matter what, you will end up with the person who is right for you, period, end of story. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of fear around dating nowadays too. Like you don't want to put yourself out there because you don't want to get hurt. But there's so much beauty and growth that happens in heartbreak. And if you close your heart off to love and to people who are wanting to give you love, right? then you're not doing yourself a service. Like everything is happening, remember, on purpose for a purpose. So choose to live with an open heart. Like no matter what's happened for you, right? Not to you, for you in your past, choose to live with an open heart instead of closed off and scared of like getting hurt again. Because I guarantee you, if you look back at the trauma that you've been through in your relationships or in your failed relationships, know that like choose to realize all of the good that came from it, right? Because there's always a good and a bad. And if you're like fresh out of a relationship and you're really struggling with this, just give it some time. It might take 6 months, it might take a year, whatever the case may be, but there's always good to bad and bad to good. Okay. So everything has to be in balance. Live your life with an open heart because you owe it to yourself. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. You deserve growth, right? That is literally what our purpose here is on earth, is to grow and to learn and then to teach others from our mistakes, maybe, you know? So because what that does is it raises the frequency of the planet. So with all that being said, live your life with an open heart. I believe it is completely inevitable that I will end up with the right person for me. Period. End of story. They are right for you because everything is happening for you. And everybody who comes into your life is there for a purpose. They're there to teach you. They're there to help you grow. They're there to help you become a higher frequency soul. I have created a guide. Actually, it's the guide for manifesting your dream relationship. And you guys, when I tell you that this manifestation method that is in this guide is hands down the best manifestation method that you are going to find. Like, period, end of story. I might be biased, but like I know because I have used it. So many other people have used it. My clients have used it. And I just know that the work that is inside of this guide is going to make you a fucking magnet for whatever it is that you're desiring to create for yourself. Okay. So if you're interested in that, I will put that in the link, or I'll put the link for that in the show notes below. You can check it out. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you liked it, make sure you leave a rating and review. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. That is all I got for you guys today. So we will chat soon. Bye.